Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is the 13th of May 2022. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. We do the disclaimer. Use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law just yet. Apply the but-for standard. But for Mr. Perry causing injury after loss, after drama, after tragedy, after problem. We wouldn't do these to document all that for court. Mr. Perry's about to go to prison. We are so excited. I cannot wait. And I'll have my privacy back. I will have my money back. I won't ever be broke again. There won't be any more, troublemaking going on, any more dead people. Not from him. We're done. It's over. So we're waiting on one thing, and when we get that thing, we're done. And we don't have to deal with this anymore. He thinks that it's romantic to ruin your car, just kind of like this chick did. And then the next escalation was murder in the first degree. In both situations. And I'll show you how that works. So apply that but-for standard, the reasonable, prudent individual standard. No reasonable, prudent individual would allow this to go on in their jurisdiction, TPD. You should have done your part a long time ago. You got a lot of people very upset with you and disappointed. We expected better from you. So carelessness with life is not okay. It never was. It will never be. Just depraved indifference. We don't give a shit. Go die. No one cares. Everybody knows you're in danger. No one gives a fuck. Lucky Miller would be alive today had you done your job right from the beginning of this. Mike Nealey would be home with his family. So there's accountability for public servants, and applying the reasonable, prudent individual standard to what you've done or not done is what we're doing, and to what Mr. Perry does. It is not reasonable or prudent to think you're going to get a date, taking a woman's money, ruining her car, taking her home, and that's just what Mr. Perry does. We have a witness that has said as long as he's known Charles, that's what he does. He gets off on it. He's a sadist. He's a sex pervert. He's a sex weirdo. You're a problem, sir. When you go to prison, well, I promise you are very hated men, all of you, who've been involved in this thing. We measure our success in fighting your crime based on what my bank account looks like, what my vehicle looks like, what my computer works or doesn't work, my phones work or don't work, and the trouble that you caused me. Because if we weren't being successful, if we weren't getting the job done in fighting your crime and putting a stop to the suffering you're causing, you wouldn't attack me. You wouldn't bother. You're not attacking some random person in, Iowa. You're attacking me because we're stopping your crime. I have help. I can't do it by myself. So, who'd you piss off? You pissed off a whole lot of people, and the wrong people. Mr. Perry, you don't have any power. There's no power in taking a tire out or a tail light out, trying to get somebody pulled over, trying to do false arrest, trying to take a woman's money, starve her into a lie. Mr. Perry, you are breaking the law. Hacking is a crime. Peeping, you're a peeping Tom. You can't get a real date. You can't do it. You don't have any power. You're pathetic. You're a sad little maniac with nothing to define you but your sad little crime. You're pathetic. I left. You're a job. I'm doing it well, or you wouldn't attack me. You wouldn't take my money. I'm duly noted for the record, you just again threatened to take my money. He types in my computer when I'm doing these. Yeah, I'm taking your money. Yeah, I'm going to starve you into a lie. He says he has a house for me. It's a dungeon, I promise you. I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with you. We want you stopped. You're very hated. That's why you're told on. You seem like you can't get very easy concepts. Cause and effect. When you guys fuck with me, your crime gets caught more than ever in your lives, all of you. That's not reasonable or prudent. You want to be governor, you better fucking act reasonable and prudent. And like you understand what's happening, and you act like you have no idea. Like you understand what somebody's telling you, and you act like you don't have a clue. For 12 years, you're rejected and kicked off me and told on and told on and told on and told on and told on. Every time you're about to do something to me, we find out beforehand, pretty much, about 98% of the time. we're people. People can't get it right every time, but we get it right most times, don't we? You always want to know who told. You want to know who told, and yet you act unreasonable and stupid because you act like you don't know what it means that people are telling on you. They're sick of you and your drama and the problems and the crime. Sick of you. You can't get a date. No woman is trying to hold your hand. You can't get a date. No woman is trying to hold your hand. For 12 years, I've kicked you off me. I don't like you. You disgust me. More and more by the day. Absolutely disgust me. So, you don't act like a reasonable, prudent individual. You act like a nutbag. It's embarrassing to me. You embarrass me, Mr. Perry. You and your little, voodoo crowd. You guys are all into the occult, we hear? That you were trying to hire a witch to cast a spell over me? And you got a voodoo doll or something? You had one of your witches ask me about it. Asked me if the voodoo doll was working. Just shows up at a restaurant where I am. Kind of like you have people show up to hit my car. Hacking is a crime. Stalking is a crime. Peeping is a crime. You're a peeping Tom wannabe. Nothing to me. You don't matter to me at all. One more thing is all we need and you're done. You're gone. I've done more to accomplish that goal than anybody you know. You got to remember who you're talking to, sir. There's not going to be a date. You can't get a date. You don't have any power. You're pathetic and I left. And you need to remember who it is you're talking to when you start threatening me. You're going to take my money, duly noted for the record. You want to take my money and starve me into a lie. That is a crime. Coercion is a crime. You just admitted. When you ask who told, that is an admission to crime. Who do you fucking think you are? You cannot get a date with me. Not ever. You're a job. I have no romantic feelings for you. You disgust me. You disgust me more by the day. You are a drama queen. And I don't like you. So, everybody knows how I feel. Everybody knows what I've done. Everybody knows I'm very successful. And my bank account is a reflection of that. You don't attack people who are not effective. You only attack those who are. Your character and your morals and your values are not anything close to mine. We're not on the same page. You're a job. You always were. My job, though, was only to get you elected. You took this way further than you ever should have. Stalking is a felony in Oklahoma, sir. Peeping is a crime. Hacking is a crime. Coercion is a crime. Witness tampering is a crime. Perjury is a crime. Fraud upon a court is a crime. You're about to go to prison. You can bullshit yourself all you want, but then don't ask me who told on you. So this is Jody Arias. Oh, also, we assert all constitutional rights. We have the right to tell on a criminal when he's committing a crime against us. All of us do. All stalking victims everywhere have the right to talk about what's happening to them and document the stalking. 14th Amendment. Gender discrimination is as bad as racism. It's not okay. It's not okay. Mr. Perry, will you please shut the hell up? Nobody asked you what you think, did they? What were you asked to do? Act like you understand what people say to you, because people are starting to question your sanity. Because you act like you have no idea. I said shut up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't care. No one does. We're all tired of it. Everybody's sick and tired of you. All of you. You, David, Josh, Joe, and Matt. I didn't ask you what you think. What I asked you to do is shut the hell up and get off me. Act like you understand what I just said. Our shrink says he never responds right. It's like he has no idea what you said. He needs to be tested for aging disease. And she has to say the same thing every day, over and over and over and over. He asks me 20,000 times a day. Who types it in my phone? Who told? Is it your parents? Is it Kay? Is it your family? Is it your kids? Is it Al? Is it Z? Is it Ty? Is it Kim? Is it Jim? And every day I say the same thing. I'm not told that. I don't know how they get that information, and I don't care. It's very confidential. It's a need to know. You murder people, so they're not going to tell me anything that you could get, force me to talk. I can get on the stand and honestly say, I'm not told that. I have no idea. Mr. Perry, you don't have the right to hurt people. David, you don't have the right to hurt people. I have the names of Calvin, Blankenship, and Desiree. I have the code words that you guys use. This daycare bullshit, the Muffin Man, is a nickname for someone in your organization. And Ratatouille, Hansel and Gretel, Rumpelstiltskin, Rapunzel. You guys got all these little code words for whatever trick you're going to try to play on me next. We have all that. Nobody's ever gotten that shit before, have they? I have that. We have that. I have help. And I don't know how they get the information, and I don't give a fuck. You know what I give a fuck? You're in jail, and you are no longer a danger to society, and you won't kill again. And you won't bother me again, and I have my privacy back, and I'll never be broke again. And Mike Nealey goes home. And you're done. You're done with your crime. I've gotten closer to that goal than anybody. You will not. You cannot get a date with somebody who doesn't like you. You're a rejected failure. Too stupid to figure out how to move on like everybody else on the planet can do. It's pathetic. You embarrass the hell out of me, sir. Neal. Guy never shuts up. He's just ranting this crazy shit. Doesn't even make sense. So our shrink is like, he needs to be checked for aging because she's always having to repeat the same damn thing. One time is all you have to say it. I've worked with very smart people. I'm working with very smart people now. Sometimes I don't have to even finish my sentence. You're too stupid. One time is all I say it. You're stupid. I had no... your IQ must not even be 30. It's embarrassing. No, I want you to shut up. I want for you to shut up. I didn't ask you what you think. I'm tired of hearing from you, Mr. Perry. Get out of my computer. Get out of it. I want you to shut up and go away. We all do. You're told on and told on and told on because everybody's sick of you and sick of you talking. Shut up. Shut the hell up. Don't contact me anymore. Get out of my computer, please. Unfortunately, when I interrupt everything and do that, a lot of times he'll stop. Here's the thing. He shouldn't know what I'm doing right now. Only a peeping Tom would know, and only a hacker would know. Those are crimes. And you're told on, and told on, and told on, and told on. So this chick, whack job, stalked Travis Alexander. And she slashed his tires. And then he ended up dead. So, what is the deal? I mean, he's dropped on his friends. Yeah, see, look at this weirdo shit. Set off his burglar alarm. She was stalking. Gave off a bab. Yeah, creepy. You're creepy, Charles. You're not hot and sexy. You're just creepy and weird. It's embarrassing. You embarrass me. I don't know why the hell you think I would ever go on a date with you. It speaks to your delusion that you think that you think I would ever go on a date with you. You're a monster. Your values and your morals are you're bankrupt. You embarrass the hell out of me. You're weirdo. I don't do weirdo and I don't do morally bankrupt. Where's Jacqueline, your wife, when you bother me? Sit around perverting. I like men who work very hard and have something interesting to talk about, not some lazy fat ass pervert who has nothing better to do than bother everyone all day. And starve women and kids and make money off of our bodies without our consent. And you are, and we know you are. We've said it over and over and over and over. I don't go out with a man who treats women like that. I don't do it. Invades privacy, crosses boundaries. Don't you know what healthy boundaries are? Don't you have any manners? Again, I asked you to shut up. That's not something you need to answer. I said get out of my computer. That right there is a boundary you're crossing that's not okay. It's illegal to cross the boundary and hack a woman and call her friends and family and embarrass everybody. Embarrass yourself. It's I don't even know what to say. Acted like he lived it. Yeah. Mr. Perry's gone around and told everybody that we're in a romance. 1 minute, the next minute he's a victim of a political vendetta. So our shrink is like, not him or Matthew Powell or Joshua Burson were properly are able to identify Mr. Perry's legislative duties. It's not pulling up behind a woman's backyard and watching her. It's not going to restaurants. It's not hacking her. It's not peeping on her. That's not what you need to do to pass a law in Texas, Mr. Perry. Josh, you're a cop. You ought to know better. Mr. Powell. So, I mean, there's a lot of questions about your intelligence and your ability to act as a reasonable, prudent individual. All three of you. Unable to properly identify Mr. Perry's legislative duties. And you caused me to lose my home. And you caused my name to be smeared everywhere. And you ruined my credit. You know what? There was somebody that I was dating right before I left Lubbock. He died of cancer. That man lifted the heavy off me that you caused. So, and let me tell you how much God was in that deal. Mr. Perry threatened to ruin my business when I told his staffers, people are seeing him stalk me, and I'm not going to be a scandal. You need to put a stop to it. And the response was, you don't want him to ruin your business, do you? Wow. How about thanks for letting us know, we'll talk to him. I just put my name on his... I helped him get elected. I put my name on his candidacy because he presented himself as a good guy. Turns out he's got a weirdo problem. So you're not telling me thanks for letting us know, we'll deal with it. We need to deal with it because you're right, somebody else will see him. You think? Cheryl Underwood did. I wasn't even there. Came into Carino's looking for you, Sin. Came back to our table, shot me a dirty look and left. He was clearly here looking for you. Didn't come in to eat. I'm not your wife, bitch. I'm nothing. You're a job. Where's Jacqueline when you do shit like that? So, I'm telling his people, you gotta make him stop doing that. He threw a jealous fit in front of a whole room full of people. Jacqueline was there. She just happened to have her back turned when he did that. It embarrassed the hell out of me. I'm thinking, did we have a thing here that I was not... I didn't get the memo. I mean, who are you to be jealous? We're not in a relationship. And, I mean, just weirdo shit. So, the response was, I'll ruin your business. And he did. Badmouthed me. Slandered me. And now, though, I understand there's a gentleman in Lubbock who started thinking some things were a little fishy. Stories weren't adding up that Mr. Perry told. Mr. Perry can't remember anything. You have to say the same thing to him over and over and over and over. And he still doesn't get it most time. So he went, this guy actually hired his own attorney and went through all my cases and said, Mr. Perry's not able to properly manage his relationship with women. He can't behave professionally. Crosses boundaries. Gets weirdo with them. And here's the thing, is that we were really glad to have Cynthia in Lubbock because she could recruit candidates that we like and get them elected. And so she could do that for a lot of positions. Mr. Perry's only one. And I've been here a long time. I've seen politicians come and go. And she's able to bring in people and get people from... Lubbock was kind of split. Lubbock had this split in... It's 86% Republican, but it had, the more liberal Republicans and then the more very, very conservative. And they would fight with each other. I could bring pull votes from both groups. There was only about 3 of us in that town that could do that. Everybody else was at each other's throats all the damn time. I didn't see the point in fighting like that, but those fights happened, and so that's what the guy said. He was pissed off at you, Perry, for running me out of town. So, I mean, you piss people off right there where you live with your attack on me. And for me, it's just crime fighting. That's it. You're a very, very deeply sick, twisted, monster. You don't have the right to take a life. You don't have a right to take somebody's privacy. And I know you think you do. And you need to get off your high horse, grandiose thinking serial killer. Boy, you fit the serial killer description to a T. And, this whole thing, the behavioral science center of the FBI, and criminologists and so forth have looked into what causes somebody to act like that. And they've looked into biological problems. Is there brain damage? There's parts of the brain that are filters that we all have that tell us don't do that. You don't break the law like that. And you consider consequences, and you consider empathy. You have some empathy for those people that you would hurt. And that these people just don't have that. So is that brain damage or a malformation? Or is it child abuse? Or what the hell would cause somebody to, what the criminology is the study of what in the fuck would make someone do that to another person and violate them like that and just stomp all over their rights and think they can. I'm entitled. Mr. Perry has typed in my phone, I can't tell you how many times, I'm entitled to take whatever I want to take. And you're not. You're delusional. You wouldn't ask me who told if you were not delusional, because you're asking the question acting like you actually think you're going to get an answer. Why in the hell would you think that? I don't want to help you. We all want you gone, and you don't seem to understand that. It's like you have no idea what I just said. Not reasonable, prudent. So, they look into the biological problems. Is there a malformation in the brain or child abuse or both? And a lot of times it's both. Lonnie Evans is a criminologist at Seton Hall University. We've studied him in my classes. He has interviewed violent offenders and said that less than 1% of the population abused or brutalized or victimized as children become violent offenders as adults. He was abused as a child, and he's a criminologist, not an offender. So what's wrong with you that you can't keep up with the 99.9% of the rest of society, Mr. Perry, who does not act like you? A lot of people believed that stalking, hacking, and peeping and perjury and fraud and witness tampering are very offensive conduct, and they made it illegal. You go to jail. It's not just deviant. It's not just outside social norms. You fucking go to jail for that. And I know you think you're above the law. And I think I told you 6 years ago, not this time, bitch. Not this time. You hurt people. I'm not okay with it. I have help. They're not okay with it. A lot of people don't like what you're doing. And you're being stopped every time you're told on. And you don't get that. It's like you have no idea what I'm even saying. So, Jodi Arias did all this crap. Look at that. Hacked his email. Mr. Perry's hacking my everything. I have 200 emails and texts that I've never seen. Now, once or twice, somebody would come up to me and say, I texted you and you never got back to me. They were kind of pissed at me. And I'd be like, what do you mean I never got back to you? I never got a text. So we'd pull out our phones and compare, and sure as shit, they texted me and I never got it. You don't have that right, bitch. It's a criminal act for a reason. Everybody, a whole lot of people in all 50 states got together and decided we don't like it when you do that. It's a serious violation of somebody's privacy. You're crossing boundaries. Get some manners and some social skills, sir. Get some class and some dignity. You don't even know how to act right. And in 12 years, you've not gotten a date with me. You're not good enough. If you can't be a gentleman and you can't be reasonable and prudent and respect boundaries and people's privacy, you don't get a date. You don't get to ride this ride. And you can't be a sex weirdo either. So, The threatening. You called Fabian. You called Fabian. I heard the recording of you talking to him. I'm going to find a way to put her back in jail, and she won't get out this time unless she's with me. You need to give up. Wrong, sir. Wrong. It's none of your business. You're a butt in, and that's it. You're nothing else to me but that. That puzzle that I got in jail from my friends, right up under your nose. You had no control over that, and it wasn't up to you, was it? The McNamara email wasn't up to you, was it? The Mike was drugged email wasn't up to you, was it? The get her shoe print and a ringtone email wasn't up to you, was it? I got it anyway. Was not up to you. Was not up to you. Take her headlight out. Take her tail light out. Take her battery out. Not up to you. We got it before you did it. The harassment email, same thing. Not up to you. None of that is up to you. You pathetic nothing. With your grandiose thinking, I'm entitled. No, you're not. You're a slave to your desires. You're impotent and you're weak. And you have no control over yourself, do you? No control. No sense of boundaries. No sense of class. No sense of dignity. No social skills. Were you abused as a kid? Here's the thing. 99.9% of the population can control themselves, whether they're abused or not. Only less than 0.1% becomes a violent offender. You can't keep up with everybody else. You can't do it. No control, no power. So I want to know why you think you're entitled to anything. I got the Fabian puzzle. I got the McNamara email right up under your nose. It wasn't up to you. You can't even control you. You have no idea what I'm saying right now either, do you? You won't respond right. You'll respond like Neal. Yeah. I keep on, yeah. Said threatening. So you called Fabian and I heard that recording. It wasn't your place. It's none of your business. You butt out. You need to focus on controlling yourself. Because when you don't, you get told on. Everybody gets pissed off at you. You seem like you don't get it, the cause and effect. Because all this stuff started getting caught. All this shit you guys do started getting caught when you fucked with me. I got your code words. Rumpelstiltskin, Hansel and Gretel, Rapunzel, blah, blah, blah. Muffin Man. I got those words. Nobody else has got those. None of your other victims have that, do they? I have that. Who gave that to me? Right up under your nose. And it wasn't up to you. Tell me again how you're entitled to take. How you have control. Explain that to me. There's a control balance issue with stalking, even with the victims. So I've been like, what's the deal with me that I would attract? I've had 2 stalkers. So my first stalker was when I was a lot younger. I was working for a New York life agent. He was one of the top agents in the state of New Mexico. He did the same thing. I'm dating Saeed. He butts in. He calls Saeed up. Let's go to lunch. Sat there and badmouthed me through the whole lunch. Saeed says, I'm telling the guy, look, if you sat here and badmouthed her all through lunch. Clearly, you don't like her. Or you wouldn't badmouth her. So since you don't like her, and you're sitting here badmouthing her, I like her. I'm going to go out with her. You need to butt out. You need to butt out. Because I have nothing but good things to say about her. I really like her. Now, this guy was also married. And actually did that. Calls Saeed up. Says, I want to go to lunch with you. I'm going to talk to you about Cynthia. And Saeed's like, what in the fuck? And they did. They went to lunch. I had told Saeed, I go, don't waste your time on that. He says, no, let's go I'm going to go find out what the hell is going on. What the hell is his problem? So they did. They had lunch, and he sat there and badmouthed you the whole time. And I finally stopped him, and I looked at him, and I said, look, you have sat here and badmouthed her through the whole lunch. Clearly, you don't like her. And I do. I have nothing but good things to say about her. So you need to butt out. You have a wife and a family. What the hell are you thinking? And basically, the guy made a fool of himself. So he keeps he keeps doing this shit, stalking me. His wife calls me and says to me, I need for you to move. And I said, what? And she says, my husband is obsessed with you. And I have 2 children. And I need for you to move. And I was like, wow, okay. About that same time, my Aunt Kate called me and said, I need somebody to help me in my office. I just opened a medical supply. Please move to Oklahoma. So I did. I moved to Tulsa. I told the guy's wife, I'm gonna move, and but you got to keep your husband off me. I mean, I don't like him. I'm seeing somebody. I don't like your husband. And she goes, I'm aware of that, but he's obsessed with you, and I'm trying to keep my family together. It was bizarre. I mean, it was as bizarre as it gets. Mr. Perry, you're no different. You're worse. Listen, I know you're a cop killer. You're a cop killer. I will forever hate you for that. I will forever hate you for calling my family and threatening them. I will forever hate you for ruining my children's childhood. So you have no chance of a date with me. What you just did to my car, the little stunt you pulled, my tires all flat. Again, you did another thing to my car. What the fuck is wrong with you? Jodi Arias did the same thing, and the next escalation was murder in the first degree. You did the same thing with Mike and Lucky. You didn't kill me, you killed them, Lucky. Do you think we don't know that? I mean, who the hell do you think you're fooling? You think everybody's as stupid as you, and we're not. I mean, we'll say we believe you if that will make you shut up and go away. Will it? If I say I believe you didn't do that, will that make you shut up and leave me alone and never contact me again? What will make you leave me the fuck alone? I mean, the bell's rung. The cat's out of the bag. It's running all around. The milk is spilled. It's dirty now. I don't know who the hell you think you're fooling. We don't even know what to say to some of the stuff that comes out of your mouth. It's just embarrassing. I don't like stupid people. I really don't. I don't have any patience for it. Some people are gifted with people like you. I'm not that. I don't have that patience. I don't have it. Maybe that's why I attract stalkers. I don't have any patience. So I couldn't handle 5 minutes with you. You're too dumb. You can't keep up in the conversation. You have no idea what people are saying, and you never react or respond appropriately. And it's embarrassing to me. So, you with your grandiose, I'm entitled bullshit. I don't even, I have no words for that, sir. But you have no place in my world. You don't fit into my crowd. So, you can go around telling everybody I didn't kill Chief Miller and frame Mike, and I'm not stalking. But at this point, I think, everybody's past your bullshit, and they're not stupid, and they're irritated right now, just that you're insulting their intelligence, if you even understand what the hell I'm saying right now. All the court proceedings where I'm not allowed in. You have a big thing like you like concealing material facts from the deciding body. That's your thing. And we all notice it because you've done it so much. And you like getting my car. And we've all noticed it because you've done it so much. I mean, it's ridiculous that you think you have a lie and a cover-up right now. You don't. You have shit. You're about to go to prison, and we cannot be happier. Because now I'll have my privacy back, and I won't ever be broke again. And I won't have to lie. You want to lie, and I told you no. I'm not going to lie for you. I don't want to live in your house. I want you to go away. Shoo, fly, shoo. Butt out. And so, anyways, okay, so this guy, I move, and I go to lunch one day, and I come back, and my aunt says, you got a message here from this guy, and it's him, and I'm like, oh my God. So I went over to the New York Life office in Tulsa, and I told the lady, I said, look, I have a insurance policy, and I need you to get it out of that guy's office and into your office, because this is what's been happening. I explained it to her, and she was like, oh my God, we have to deal with this another way, because our commissions are based on all this stuff, and this is a corporate matter, actually. Well, they call somebody in from corporate who comes down. I get an attorney. We have a big meeting, and we're doing like a recorded session where I'm testifying, basically. It's almost like it was a deposition, basically. And I'm explaining to the things that this man did to me, and I'm crying. Everybody in the room was crying. The men were crying. It was bad. It was really bad. I'm not even talking about all the stuff that happened. But I was in tears. The men were crying. It was bad. So the guy was told, you get everything of hers out of your office. And if you call her again, and we're going to do an immediate search of your office, and if we find something in your office with her name on it, you're immediately fired. So I then moved to Vegas, and I come into, again, I'd gone to lunch, and I come back, and my receptionist goes, oh, you got a call, here's the message, and it was him. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. So I call my contact at New York Life. He just called me again. He left twice now. He's left messages with the receptionist. So they did a search of his office. He had a whole big old file on me, and he was fired. And he lost everything he had. I mean, the guy was wealthy, lost every fucking thing he had. So this is actually stalker number 2. So we're doing the victimology, criminology studies actually right now as one of the classes I'm taking, and we're looking at what makes a person more vulnerable to be victimized by a stalker. And I guess there's some more risk-taking. And I would say I would agree that I'm more of a risk-taker. I agreed to help Mr. Perry get elected to help my friends catch his sexual exploitation business. But I knew that was going to be a risk, and we knew that there was a possibility he would do what he did. And I agreed to it. So, but I think that because at the time I was married and Mr. Perry prefers divorced women with kids, we did not think that he would choose me as a victim, and he did. And so I think that and one of my friends that's involved in this said, listen, you got the perfect mix to do what we want to do. I mean, we want to expose this guy's crime. When you put him in jail so he can't hurt people anymore. He's hurting a lot of people really bad. So you've got perfect mix. You've got law enforcement background. You're raised in 4 generations of police. And you're very strong-willed, and we need somebody that's mentally tough, because this guy's going to fuck with your head, or try to. That's part of their game they play with these women, is they like fucking with their head, gaslighting. And you can see right through it and just keep going and not worry about it and not let it get to you. And the other thing that you have is politics. So you've got like this perfect mix. Like, it doesn't get any more perfect. And how many times have you guys said, we've not had one with this kind of longevity? So my guys factored that in when you didn't. Here's what's funny, is when you are dealing with these situations, you've got to figure out the other person's motivations. You've got to figure out what makes them tick. And you guys have never even tried to do that, because if you could figure out what makes me tick, you would know what motivates me, and you would be better able to anticipate outcomes from what you do. Your little seance bullshit, your witch told you, didn't he? I can try to cast a spell on her, but I don't think it's going to work. I think mostly it's going to piss her off, because that only works on people that haven't made up their mind, and she's most definitely made up her mind. How did you get mixed up in the occult while you're going to a Baptist church as a deacon? Wow, I mean, that's what why would you do that? Something that weird. That is some weird fucked up shit. And what kind of people would go to a religion that emasculates you by making you play with a doll? I hear that's part of your ritual. You play with a little doll. What is that? What is that? You like being a girl? I mean, why don't you just trans over, Charles? If you want to be a woman, be a woman, like Bruce Jenner. And quit bullshitting everybody. So, I mean, I'm not a lesbian. I'm not into trans. I mean, I've got friends that are trans, but I'm not going to date them. And they wouldn't hurt. The trans I know wouldn't hurt people. They're really, actually, probably very more empathetic and very more cautious about not hurting people. And you just are bent on it. You just love it. And people that are normal don't understand that. Why would you want to hurt somebody? Like, why do you get off on hurting people? So, just like Jodi Arias, though, you did fuck with my car, and then 6 days later, I reported to Chief Miller, and then we got 6 days later a dead cop. And another one that was accused of beating him and is sitting in jail right now because you like concealing material facts from the court. And that people are starting to notice that she's never in court for court proceedings. She's not in court. He's concealing intentionally everything she has to say. And when you hear her podcast, then you know why. And he thinks we're all stupid and we can't tell. We don't know. He's insulting our intelligence. Do you realize people get really mad at you when you bullshit? See, you can't lie to people smarter than you because they know you're lying. And then you piss them off because you've insulted their intelligence. And for you, that's everybody. Mr. Perry, you're stupid. You are dumb as a rock. You are absolutely dumb as a rock. And delusional, wacky as it gets. Because if you think I would go out with you, you totally bullshitting yourself, dude. No fucking way. You gotta know that after 12 years of being rejected and kicked off and scratched and I mean, golly. Metaphor, Matt. That's a metaphor. There's no actual literal eyeball scratching out, but literal, metaphorically, absolutely. And nobody's caught your crime more than we have. Nobody that you know in your life has all the information we have. And you don't get the cause and effect. When you do it to me, you guys get caught and told on. You piss everybody off. Everybody's sick and tired of y'all. All of you. Hitler had a time. Saddam Hussein had a time. Osama bin Laden had a time. They all thought they were entitled. Osama bin Laden murdered, 3,500 people or so? Because he thought he was entitled. Ted Bundy thought he was entitled. I mean, all of you wackos think you're entitled to take things that do not belong to you. You're delusional. And you're bullshitting yourself. And you're not dealing with reality, and you look ridiculous. And you have no control over yourself either. Ted Bundy was going to court in Colorado and escaped and went to Florida, knowing he had cops all over him. He's like on the top 10 FBI most wanted. He knew that. And he still kidnapped a kid, 12-year-old little girl, and murdered her. And that's what got him. Like, who the hell does that? You still do it when you know you got cops all over you. Doesn't get any more stupid than that. And so you act just like these people. Ted Bundy, BTK. BTK put on a pretend show for everybody. He's a church deacon also. He's married with kids. Because a lot of serial killers aren't married. They can't maintain that kind of relationship. So Dennis Rader could, and you can. I don't know how the hell you make Jackie stay with. I mean, I'm not Jackie. I'm complete opposite of Jackie. And I think you were told by one of your friends. A good thing she said no, because you got Alzheimer's or something. You'd leave some incriminating paper laying around. She'd find it and have you locked up in no time. I'd had you signed over to the funny farm immediately. She has that legal authority. Because you're a danger to yourself and others, aren't you? You can't keep up with everybody else in a civilized society. And you bullshit yourself, and you try to lie to other people who are smarter than you, and they know you're lying. And then you just piss them off. So, here's the thing with my car, Mr. Perry. So that's the problem with the car of today. It's been other things before. We have the brick being thrown at me, broke my engine, cracked it in two, it totaled my car. And then we have the wheel hit 1, 2, 3 times and a fourth attempt. And you think everybody's stupid and won't think that's you? Don't lie to people smarter than you because they know you're lying. And for you, that's everybody. So, and then you had this powder that was all in this room, 3 doors down, put in my trunk. And then you have a police officer dead 6 days after he takes my report. They were going to put your ass in jail, weren't they? Taillight taken out twice now. Thankfully, I caught it before you had me pulled over. Look at that. I had just gotten the new car, and he has it hit right at the tire. Again, right at the wheel, right at the tire. Right at the tire. Those are 3 separate incidents. 2 separate cars. Nobody will suspect a thing. Yep, bullshit yourself, bitch. And then again, only he missed. There's a scrape right there. I was backing into a parking place next to the garbage, and I scraped the garbage. It's yellow paint. Your guy's is black. And he jumps out of his car. Mr. Perry, you shut up. He jumps out of his car, call the cops. And I'm like, no, we're not bleeding. I don't call the cops about that kind of shit. If you want to make a police report, you can. Or walking into the office, but I'm not gonna. I got other things to do, and so do they. If we're bleeding, I've had 5 of these now. I don't call the cops. I called the cops one time. That one, because it blew my tire out. So I asked the OHP to help me change the tire, and he did. He was very nice. By the way, they must train those guys at the academy. I mean, he did it really fast. Anyway, so this one bent the wheel in, and but this guy missed. So he wants to call the cops immediately, and then texts me and says, it looked like you were nervous when I said, look, call the cops. Well, two things make me nervous about calling the cops. First of all, it isn't my habit to call the cops over stuff like that anyway, no matter what. Stalked or not stalked, buying cops or not buying cops. I just don't do it. I'm raised by 4 generations of police. I've heard the conversations about patrol's time being taken away from something a little bit more urgent and a little bit more catastrophic to deal with something stupid like that. You can walk it in, file a traffic accident report going into the office there. So that's just something that I know and something that I do. It's just my practice. But the other thing is, the last time I called the cops, one ended up dead 6 days later. So how dare you fuck with me like that? How dare you fuck with me like that? There's not a day that goes by I don't talk about Michael Nealey and Chief Miller. And it upsets me that Chief Miller's family has been deprived of the honor of him being killed in the line of duty, not a drunken brawl. It upsets me greatly. My granddad was honored. My granddad's legacy is not for sale. My granddad meant something to me. And I'm sorry that you don't put any value into life and into people's legacies, and that you're just pathetic. You were just a sad nothing. You're just sad and pathetic. I don't know how else to put it. This guy didn't, I did ask him to text me a picture of the damage on his car, and I said, watch, I'll never hear from him again. Because you can't back into somebody's bumper with the side of your car. And I knew he was full of shit, and I knew he worked for you. And the only way you could know where I'm going to be to keep having me hit like that is hacking my phone. Hacking is a crime. Property damage is a crime. Murder in the first degree is a crime. Attempted murder in the first degree is a crime. Perjury, witness tampering, coercion. I'm going to starve you to lie. That's coercion. You're causing intentional duress. My success in stopping your crime is measured by my bank account and my financial status on any given day, and how many times you've hit my car. Right? I told you so. I said it before. I told you so. I said it before. We've gotten shit nobody you know has gotten. Because when you fuck with me, it pisses off all the wrong people. People that can get stuff to me before you do it. And it is not up to you. It's not up to you. It's not up to Joshua Burson. It's not up to Matthew Powell. It is not up to Joe Chadwick, and it is not up to Matthew Powell. It is up to us and nobody else. And you have called all over the place and can't figure out who it is because it's a need to know, and you're dangerous, and no one's going to tell you that. We're not careless with life. We're not careless with it. If we had known the brick was going to be thrown at me, or that you were going to do to Lucky and Mike what you did to Lucky Mike, we would have said something. If I'd known the brick was going to be thrown at me on the freeway, I'd have taken a different route. We're people. 98% of the time, that was pretty fucking high. We've gotten more than anybody else you know. When you fuck with me, you piss off a lot of people who have power. Power's in service. It's in serving people, relieving suffering caused by crime. And all you do is make everybody mad. So you went out my tire today. The other day my tail light was out again. I caught it and I got it changed before you had me pulled over. But that's the second time you've tried to do that. That's the second time you tried to do that. And you think people aren't going to notice the pattern? You're not noticing the pattern. When you fuck with me, you get caught. When you bother me, you get caught. When you peep, hack, contact me in any way, shape, or form, cause any kind of problem for me at all, you get caught. It's a pattern. A 6-year-old figured it out the third time it happened. And you're dumb. You just can't quite get there fast like everybody else, huh? Yep, and you never respond right to what was just said. Our shrink is like, I don't think he knows what she just said. I think he's got Alzheimer's or something. He's not processing the information properly. Because when you get caught this much, most people have the good sense to stop on their own. You're being stopped every time you're told on. You should know that by now. Yeah, I don't know. So we're going over this again. I asked you to shut up, Charles. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to hear it. I'm sick of hearing it. I didn't ask you what you think or what you want or what you need. I don't care. You know what I want you to do? Shut up and go away. I want my privacy back. I don't want anything to do with you. I want to see you put in jail and Mr. Nealey go home. Everybody that works with me, same thing. You're getting caught more than ever in your life. When you fuck with me. Spot the pattern already. Everybody else got there long ago. Why are you so slow? This is witness tampering. And had you not premeditated the murder of Chief Miller and attempted murder of Officer Michael Nealey, you wouldn't have needed to beg him to go to Pensacola, would you? This is evidence of premeditation. How much did you pay Mitchell and Myers to fuck over Mike? How many times you tossed the cell trying to find out how we find out what's going on with him? How many times? Mr. Perry, nobody's going to answer your questions. You need to shut up. 12 years you asked me the same questions, and I never answer you. You know why? I want you gone. Now, respond like you understand that. You never respond like you understand a fucking thing that's said to you. Neal. It's pathetic. I left to get away from all that. You and your drama queen act. Who are the other victims? You want to know which one of them is helping us. Which ones are talking, right? You're using our bodies against our will for our profit and for your own entertainment. It's not free. You're going to pay for it one way or the other. You can do it on your own or we'll do it for you. They'll do it for you. There's a thing called restitution. And then whatever I can't get in restitution, another lawsuit. And we'll do the lawsuit when you're in jail and you can't buy any more judges. Do you understand what I'm saying? It won't. He'll just keep asking me all day, who told? Is it this person? Is it that person? It's the same conversation every fucking day. It's like talking in circles. It's like you go into a mental hospital and you're trying to reason with one of those. Yeah, you can't do it. I don't know. You want to get me back to Texas so you can do more to me? Is that right? Did we hear that right? Did I get that? Did I hear that recording properly? You want to get me back to Texas? I'm going to take her car and her home, starve her into a lie, force her against her will back to Texas where I can do more to her. You're going to kill me. You got a dungeon over there. You got a house, he says, with beveled glass. The beveled glass is so people can't see in and I can't see out. It's a hostage situation. It would be against my will. I've told you no. Absolutely not. If you really wanted me in Texas, you'd have had Fabian here a long time ago. Except I think you know Fabian would not let me go back to Texas. Right? I think you know he would not allow it. Oh, what I was going to say about Daryl. So Charles has ruined my business in Lubbock. And I don't have any money. So I had my friend Daryl came in and just basically took all that heavy off me and started paying my bills for me. Called the landlord and said, I'll pay all her back rent. Just leave her alone. And he refused payment. Mr. Perry paid him more to kick me out. We weren't causing problems. I'm a single mom raising a kid. We got up. We went to school. Took my kid to school. Tried to drum up new business. Mr. Perry's calling everybody faster than I call them to tell them don't do business with her. And went and picked Dennis up from school, and then we did his homework. We went to bed. I mean, nothing. I had a couple of friends that I hang out with. Cheryl and was one of them, and a couple other people. I'm not going to name names because I don't want Mr. Perry to call them and harass them. And so we had, that's what I did. I sold medical for a little while. I did sell medical to Texas Tech athletes. I think I said Tommy Tuberville's team was talking about how much they hated Lubbock for a while before he left. And when he left, they thought he was at a recruiting dinner. They thought he went to the restroom. He just got him left. Didn't even dignify you with a goodbye. Now he, sir, is in the United States Senate, and you're not. You'll never be. You just, I mean. So, Daryl, one day, I would tell him, kind of brief him weekly on what was going on with my money. And one day I sat down on the floor and I was like, God, I got to pay my rent today. Daryl's in Oklahoma. He had a ranch in Tahlequah. Daryl's in Oklahoma, and I don't want to have to ask him. And I don't even know what I'm going to do. He's in Oklahoma, but I have to get it paid by 5. And I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to have to ask for help. I don't know what to do. It wasn't 5 minutes of my phone rang, and it was Daryl. And he goes, I'm in Tahlequah, but I know you need to pay rent today, don't you? And I said, yeah, by 5. And he goes, you have the money? I said, no. And he goes, I'm on my way. And I mean, it answered my prayer right that minute. Here he comes, and we got it taken care of. He got pulled over by OHP for driving like 90, and told the OHP guy what happened, and the guy was like, okay, I'm not going to give you a ticket or anything, and I hope you make it in time, but try to slow it down a little bit so that you're driving safe. But that was how much God cared about me, Mr. Perry, in what you were putting me through, that I literally sat down and asked God, please don't make me ask for help today, because I don't want to put the stress on him. He's in Oklahoma. I don't even know what to do. I just don't want to have to ask. I'm tired of asking, Mr. Perry, please shut up. You're not wanted, sir. You're just told on. Why can you not get that? I don't care what you think. I really don't. I'm sick of hearing it. Get out of my computer, please. So that's how much God cared about me, to intervene for me at that moment when I had just had more than I could take. And I was like, God, I need to not have to ask for help. I need to not have to deal with this today. And I have to deal with this today. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with it. I want you to deal with it. I don't want to have to ask. I don't want to have to make the phone call and see if there's any way, even though he's in Oklahoma, that he can help me. And literally 5 minutes later, my phone rings and it's him. I'm I know you need rent. Do you need me to come back? Yeah, actually I do. Thank you for calling me. Thank you that I didn't have to ask. Thank you, God, that I didn't have to ask. That's how much God's paying attention, Mr. Perry, to what you're doing. To me and all these women. And to the Nealeys and the Millers. There's 40 of us. Most of us are Christians and we all pray. Every day. Every day. And I know that, you know, sometimes God answers your prayer immediately like that. Sometimes it takes a long time. And what I've learned is that when God takes a while to answer your prayer, he's trying to do something to change you. So I ask him all the time, what am I supposed to change in me? And what is Mike supposed to learn while he's in jail? What are you trying to change in him? Because I know that man's going home to his family. It's taking longer than I would have liked. But I know you have something there you're trying to do in him. And you're trying to do something in me. So, and all the women and children that Mr. Perry hurts, that your timing is perfect. And maybe you're giving Charles, Josh, Dave, Joe, Matt a chance to do the right thing on their own before we get what we need in a son for them. More than they understand. I'm not allowed to talk about some of it, but even if I did, Mr. Perry wouldn't understand a fucking thing I said. He doesn't know what you're saying. He doesn't understand you. Our shrink said he's not responding. He has no idea. He's not understanding what he said. Because and you're having to repeat yourself. So he's got something. And he needs to be checked. And his family and his attorneys are probably going to have some legal liability because they're not doing what they should do to get him treatment. He clearly needs treatment. You can't have to say the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And he's not getting it. He acts like he has no idea what you said. So that's not reasonable, prudent. You got dementia. You have dementia. There's no way you don't. Dementia is a more broad term that is associated with Alzheimer's or aphasia or something. It's a aging degenerative brain disease for which there's medication. And if somebody has to repeat themselves constantly to you, then you have a problem. And you need to get treatment. And if someone says something to you and you have no idea what they said, you don't understand what the words mean, you need to get checked. When somebody says to you, I don't like you, don't contact me, and you can't control yourself, and you're breaking the law, and people are saying to you, I don't want to hear what you think, I'm sick of hearing it. When you bother me, when you contact me, when you peep on me, when you hack me, when you cause drama and hardship and problems for me, you get told on. And you act like all of you act like you have no fucking idea what that means. Who told on me? I'm not told that. Wouldn't help you if I was, because we won't want you gone. How many times a day do I have to say that? And you still don't get it. A 5-year-old could get it. A 5-year-old could get that. If you can't function at the level of a 5-year-old, you better fucking get to the doctor. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing everybody. With the need to say the same things, and your response is never right. It's always way off. I don't like you, Mr. Perry. I feel nothing but deep disgust. You cannot ruin someone's life and crap all over them and think they're going to want to date with you. There's a reason other guys don't act like you. And there's a reason what you're doing is illegal. And that you shouldn't have to be told once, much less over and over and over and over, and you're still not getting it. Your conduct is disgusting to everybody else. You want to force me back to Texas to make me lie. I will never go willingly anywhere with you. I will never do it. And I'm tired of repeating that. No means no. I said no. You're making a fool of yourself. And people are like, oh my God, how embarrassing for him. It's outrageous that you would do what you've done. It's outrageous. I don't want you to try to talk to me. I want you to shut up and go away. I want you to shut the fuck up and get out of my life and never bother me again. This depicts the situation perfectly. I got that in jail, not some random time. In jail. Right up under your nose, wasn't up to you. You're the selfish butt-in. Fabian and Hope intersect. And it's not just some random name. It's not James, it's not Paul, it's not John, it's not Pete, Sam. It is Fabian's name. Intersecting with the word hope. You are nothing but a butt-in. Just a wannabe, never wanted. I never want you. I always pray to God, please hurry up and help us get what we need so they're gone. And I don't have to walk outside and see what you do to my car today. And I don't have to worry, look at my bank account and it's empty. And I don't have to worry about who else watching me in the privacy of my home. And hide everything that, I have to hide everything of value, which you could only know where it is then if you're a peeping Tom. Because you have people fucking help themselves to my shit. Just walk into my, wherever I live, my apartment, my house, wherever, or you, and fuck around with my stuff. And break computers and crap. Or take credit cards. So, I don't have to worry about that anymore. And that's illegal for a reason, sir. These bullshit stories you came up to Oklahoma and told everybody, I guess 4 or 5 different stories. One is that I was your girlfriend and I just got mixed up with the wrong crowd. No, you're the wrong crowd. Second of all, that we were engaged. No, thank you. Never. I've not been asked, and I would say no. I said no. I don't even want to talk to you. I don't even want to be your friend. You're a job. That's it. And 12 years you can't get a date with me. I don't want to date with you. I've sued you to get a protective order, and you win. You type in my phone. I win. No, you pissed everybody off because you committed perjury by concealment, fraud. So I did a lot of work to try to get rid of you through legal means. You go through court. I didn't call up somebody in Vegas. Can you pop him? Can you take him out to the desert and, Jimmy Hoffa the guy? I took you to court. And those illegal things you did in civil court are being used to build a criminal case, and you don't seem to get that. You act like you have no idea what that means. The second thing is, I'm a threat, and you need an entourage. And everybody's questioning your sanity on that. She spent $5,000 to avoid going to work, which you have to do. If you want to eat, you got to work. You want to have a place to live. And I had a son at that time, raising him by myself. Got to go to work to take care of that. But I spent $5,000 in no-show fines to avoid the threat that you posed to me at my work. I moved twice to get away from you. So the guy said, considering all that, Mr. Perry's going to Oklahoma and they can't get the bitch to leave. So, does it sound like he really thinks she's a threat? I don't think so. I think he likes feeling, I think in Lubbock everybody knows he's a nothing. So he goes up to Oklahoma and tells everybody he's a senator with his entourage, and everybody treats him like a king, and he's living in a fantasy land. They don't know any better in Oklahoma. So he's living a bullshit lie. That's why he's doing that. That's what the guy said. I'm not saying that. Somebody else said that. It's like everybody's on to your game. Everybody's on to your con. You can't lie to people smarter than you. They'll know you're lying. And then you just piss them off because you insult their intelligence. And for you, that's everybody, Mr. Perry. You're embarrassingly stupid. Embarrassingly slow. No power and no control over yourself. No impulse control. And it's so embarrassing. How are you not embarrassed? How are you not as embarrassed as you make everybody else feel? I mean, you just go weirdo. I'm not going to be seen with you for millions. I've said that for years. I wouldn't walk into a room and embarrass myself being seen with you for millions. I don't want your house. I want you gone. And the guys helping me got me that in jail. You think they can't make you be gone? All of you are off your nut if you still think they can't make you be gone. As much as I've quoted you, all the information we've gotten, and I'm not told how they do that, and I don't care. I'm just glad to have the information. Mr. Perry, will you please shut up? Mr. Perry, listen to the words I'm saying. I don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't care. Shut up. Please, just shut up and go away. Please control yourself. Please control yourself, sir. When you can't control yourself, it embarrasses everybody else. Why aren't you embarrassed? Why are you not embarrassed? You should be. It is illegal to stalk, hack, peep, coerce, witness tamper, murder in the first degree, attempted murder in the first degree. And everybody's sick and tired of it, dealing with you in that, and your bullshit, and your vandalism, and your crime, and your problem after drama, after tragedy, after problem. And you're being stopped every time you're told on. When we got this stuff, your little code words, Hansel and Gretel, Ratatouille, Rumpelstiltskin, you know, all of that, Muffin Man, all that. When we get that information, that's you being stopped. David, Charles, Josh, Joe, Matt. That means you pissed everybody off so badly. They're disgusted with you, and they're helping to put a stop to your crime. Perry, you'll never get a date with me. You're just a butt in, and that's all you are. You cause sadness and fear, and everybody's tired of feeling that. You evoke feelings of disturbed, creeped out, slimy, nasty, creepy, weirdo, embarrassing. Get this person away from me. Every negative fear, sadness, every negative feeling everybody tries very hard to avoid, you bring it. You've got this skink all over you. This nasty, smelly, all over you. And you walk in the room and everybody just looks at each other like, ew, yuck. Got to deal with that again. You don't know the phone calls we've heard. You don't know. If we know what you said, you don't think we have our ear to the ground in a whole lot of places? We do. You make people feel creeped out. You're creepy. Your doll's creepy. Your hacking is creepy. Your voodoo's creepy. Your whatever, seance. You don't think that's creepy to call a witch and go to her house and do some potions? Oh my God. That's as creepy as it gets. That is fucked up shit right there. I'm a Christian. You guys know that. And your witch, I guess, told you. Oh, she's already made up her mind. That stuff only works on people who have not made up their mind yet. She's made hers up. You're pissing her off is all you're going to do. Right? Didn't he tell you that? You paying him? He said, I'll take the bitch's money. He's stupid. He's stupid. I've told him it's not going to work on her. It's just going to make her mad. He does it. He was pay me. Okay. When she gets pissed off, they start getting caught. He's not putting that together. I'll take his money. Stupid. Just took the police report on my car vandalism. The whole thing with Mike and Licky was over her car. Who said that? The whole thing with Mike and Licky was over her car. So how many times you guys toss his cell trying to find if he's talking to me and how? You gonna move him to a different pod or something since I said it might be people around him? You think we can't get to wherever he goes? He's got our help. Wherever Mike Nealey goes, he's got our help. I want you to write that down. Wherever Mike Nealey goes, we're gonna help him. We're getting him home. We're the ones that just found out he was drugged before anybody else said it. You think we're gonna just leave him now? You don't leave cop family. You don't do it. I lost my house not to do it. So I want you to write it down, bitch. 3 things. You're not going to get a date with me ever. Stop bullshitting yourself. I wouldn't walk in a room with you for millions. You make me sick. Number 2, we're not leaving Mike Nealey. I gave up my home to not leave Mike Nealey. You don't do it. You don't leave cop family behind. I'm not going to lower myself to kiss your ass. You shit yourself every day. I don't want that on my face. Thanks, though. I don't want it on me. You have no control over yourself. It's pathetic. I left. Number 3. No one has caught your crime more than we have. And we do it right up under your nose, and it's not up to you. When you're told on, you're being stopped. And that's not happened any time in any of your lives like it happens when you fuck with me. It's cause and effect. You ought to be able to put it together by now. You're very, very slow. I don't like it. I really don't. I've always worked with surgeons and elected officials. Boom. Get it the first time you say it. And they get it quick. Fast. You don't have to get out finger paints and puppets and crayons and go, do you see the cause and effect? When you fuck with me, you guys get caught. When you fuck with me, you get caught. When you invade my privacy, you get caught. When Charles contacts me in any way, shape, form, he gets caught. When you cause a hardship or a loss for me, you get caught. It's been that way every day since the McNamara email, 6-7 years ago. The McNamara email is, Mr. Perry is expressing intent to coerce. Force. Coerce is a crime. You're a criminal. You're not wanted. You're not loved. You're told on and told on and told on and told on and told on. And by now, David, you can't see the pattern. When you do it to me, you guys get told on. You're seeing things happen you've not seen before. Your guy said. When Charles pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. I don't like stupid people. I can't handle it. What I'm gifted at, everybody has a gift. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses. My strengths are, if you slip up, if you're doing something, I'll catch it. I don't even have to try. It's like brushing your teeth. It's like breathing. I can do it in my sleep. I've done it better than anybody you guys know. And when you fuck with me, you're not seeing the correlation here, the cause and effect. When you do it to me, you get caught. When you do it to me, you get caught. When you do it to me, you get caught. David, even you. Because we thought you were the smart one. You got Alzheimer's too? I mean, come on. I've said this before over and 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 over. And no one cares what you think, Charles. No, you weren't asked. What we told you to do is shut the fuck up and go away. Please. Understand the words. Get someone to help you understand the words. I want nothing to do with you. Shut the fuck up and go away. No one asked you what you think. You weren't asked. What were you asked to do? Shut the fuck up and go away. This man has a red, according to the arrest report, a red, swollen right hand. And nothing else. And he beat somebody to death magically with his superpowers while he's unconscious. He's got an IV in the right hand, that's why it's red and swollen. And he beat someone to death magically with superpowers. You gotta move him around so we can't find... It doesn't matter. I mean, do what you do. Do what you do. We always like to watch your reactions. Sometimes we say things and we put information out or don't. We'll hold on to stuff, we'll know stuff, and we'll hold on to it for a while. We put things out very strategically, always anticipating your reaction. Because your reaction gives us what we want to know. It'll give us what we want to know. We're very good at what we do. You've not seen anybody better. And my success is measured by what my bank account looks like and what my car looks like. Because you wouldn't attack me like that if I weren't effective. If I weren't really good at what I do. If I weren't really, really good at what I do and I have help. I found out Mike Nealey was drugged before it was on the docket, before anybody else said it. I didn't go to Pensacola and start asking questions, did I? Nope, but somebody did. Somebody did. Also, we had a guy that went in and talked to a couple of the girls I work with about your little meetings and your little gaslighting. You get a little meeting. You guys always have a little meeting. And then my income. He says by her 3rd year, she should have been making 6 figures. She's very friendly and outgoing. She's good on the pole and, always trying to do better. I mean, this girl is getting robbed blind by this bitch who can't keep up with everybody else. She's effective or he wouldn't do that. I'm effective in the crime fighting. That is the goal. Nobody's gotten closer to the goal of putting a stop to what you're doing because you hurt people and we're all tired of it. You didn't see people, cheer and celebrate when Bin Laden hit New York, did they? They did step up and help all the victims, didn't they? And then everybody wanted him put down. Did you see the stuff that our military painted on the bombs that they dropped in Iraq? Like, fuck you, Saddam, and fuck you, Osama. That's how people feel when you cause suffering. There was no thing for Hitler when they in World War II when they defeated Hitler. I guess he disappeared. No one cared. No one cares. No one cares about the villain. Everybody just wants you stopped and gone. And you ought to be able to put these things together in your head. When you're mean to people and you crap all over them, they're not going to help you. They just want you gone. We just want all the negative feelings we all feel when you're around and you cause problems and drama and hardship and threaten and harass. We just want that. We just want it gone. I want my privacy back. I want never to be broke again. I want you to shut up and go away. I want you to listen to the words. No one asked you what you think. What were you asked to do? Shut up, get off me, and go away. And when you pester me and you take my money, things don't go well for y'all. You're seeing things happen you've not seen before. Please act like you understand those words. I don't want to hear from you, Charles. I hate your guts. You never shut up when we're sick. You're just like this guy. You killed the cop. You killed the cop. You killed the cop. If you didn't, I wouldn't be broke right now. He'd be home. That's what the reporter said. Anybody can see he couldn't have done that. Anybody can see he couldn't have done it. So, and she's broke. But she said they're trying to starve me into a lie. They're punishing me for coming to his aid. You don't leave cops behind in a cop family. You just don't do it. And we don't show depraved indifference to human life either. So you're depraved and disturbed, and everybody's tired of feeling discomfort and sick to their stomach when you walk in the room.
Stalking me! Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I don't. Just leave me alone. I will.
Nag, 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 nag. Anybody feel warm and fuzzy watching that bitch? Chase her around, make her feel raped? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Charles Perry, leave me the fuck alone, bitch. Get off me. Get out of my privacy. Get out of my phone. Get out of my phone. Get out of my computer. Get out of my privacy. Get out of my life. Get out of it. You're not wanted. You're not loved. You're just told on and told on and told on and told on and told on because I don't like you. We don't want you gone. We're sick and tired of you. You're just like him. Talk to me
for 2 minutes. No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, Neal. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I don't. Just leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No, 0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, Neal. Please, God bless you, but please leave me alone.
All right, Charles. What is it power guys do? When rejected, they move on. Because they got lots of options. They got lots of options. I don't want you. I don't want you. You're a job. You don't attract me. You make me sick. You make everybody sick. You're embarrassing everybody else. Why aren't you embarrassed? Stalking is a crime. Voyeurism is a crime. Hacking is a crime. Coercion is a crime. Witness tampering is a crime. Perjury and fraud are crimes. And murder in the first degree and attempted murder in the first degree and car vandalism. All of that's criminal activity. No one's caught you as much as we have. There's nothing romantic here, sir. It's a job. And my success is measured on how bad my finances are and how bad you attack me. Because you don't attack people who aren't effective. You only attack people who are. I'm very effective. I've done things you guys have never seen anybody do. You're victims. I have things your other victims don't have. And you think you're little nagging, yeah, and you're like, oh my God, he never shuts up. Please, just shut up. Yeah. Please, just shut the fuck up. Not how you get a date. You're a power guy. You should have plenty of options. Fuck off me.
Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalk me. That's why I moved.
Just talk
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
and leave me alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I
What
don't ever
happens?
want to hear your voice, Neal. Please,
What
God
happens?
bless you, but
What
please
happens?
leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.